As everyone held their breath this past weekend while waiting on the international fallout from Trump's rash decision to bomb a Syrian airbase, Chechnya has decided to step onto the world stage as reports arose indicating that concentration camps for gay men have begun opening in the Russian Republic. At least 100 men have already been detained, with 3 fatalities documented and potentially many more resulting from honor killings. It apparently started when a gay rights group in Moscow requested to demonstrate in Russia. This led to an exhaustive sweep for gay men in Chechnya, including attempts to expose them by means of Chechen authorities posing online as gay men seeking mates. Considering these are the first concentration camps to be opened since World War II, and we don't actually know the full extent of their implementation, this is no small matter. Alvy Kamarov, who is a spokesperson for Ramzan Kadyrov, the leader of Chechnya, said, "You cannot arrest or repress people who just don't exist in the republic. If such people existed in Chechnya, law enforcement would not have to worry about them, since their own relatives would have sent them to where they could never return." Well, isn't that pleasant? Not only do we get a denial that homosexuals even exist, but a reassurance that if they do, their families would have rejected and probably killed them long ago. In addition to this, Kata Saratova, a human rights official in Chechnya, said, "In our Chechen society, any person who respects our traditions and culture will hunt down this kind of person without any help from authorities, and do everything to make sure that this kind of person does not exist in our society." These are the words of official Chechen representatives, responding to the world about egregious human rights violations. This is how they put us at ease, letting us know that there aren't even enough gays to put into camps because they would have already all been killed. It is absolutely mind-boggling. This is the caliber of people we're dealing with. Any attempt to reason with them or to inject our values into their way of life is essentially an attempt to communicate with a being from another planet. What sort of rhetoric are you supposed to use in response to this? In multiple articles, Chechnya was described as a traditionally conservative Muslim society, as well as extremely homophobic. How much softer could this wording get? Can we stop pussyfooting around and use language that is appropriately weighted for the situation? When the contempt for gay people is strong enough to constitute honor killings and concentration camps, we have far surpassed the context for the use of words like traditional, conservative, and homophobia. What these articles are trying to say, without actually saying it, is that we have Muslims under the influence of Islamic doctrine who are rounding up, torturing, and killing gay men. Leftists' heads must be spinning trying to figure out how to approach this one. Oh, wait, this is how. Start a petition asking them to stop. Yeah, that'll do it. After the dismay at Trump's decision to strike Syria, what will people say about this? He has now dipped his toes into international affairs, despite intense insistence that he never would, testing the waters and the reaction of citizens and the press. It's actually garnered him some unexpected praise, but how much further is he willing to branch out? Obviously, this situation calls for a less explosive and more diplomatic approach. But similar to Syria, this involves the deaths of innocent individuals, and who knows how much worse it will get. None of the people detained or killed were openly gay. So exactly what evidence is needed to accuse someone? And what about age? How young is too young to throw in a camp? I can imagine there being an outcry for America to intervene in some capacity. But what does this mean for the direction of Trump's foreign policy? And what does it mean for Russian relations? The theory of a nefarious bond between Trump and Putin was shaken after Thursday's events, which seemed to have created a rift between the leaders. Putin has so far been silent concerning the allegations in Chechnya, but Russia's overall stance on homosexuality is no mystery to anyone. Although the relationship between Putin and Kadyrov hasn't been the best in the past, Chechnya is still a Russian republic. And if America sets their sights on yet another of Putin's allies, the rift is only going to grow wider, deeper, and angrier. Even if there is some sort of quasi-allegiance between Trump and Putin, or was at one point, we are dealing with two narcissistic, power-hungry egomaniacs. And this world isn't big enough for the two of them. It is only a matter of time before something goes horribly wrong. With the door to international affairs now cracked, some sort of response from the Trump administration would not be surprising. And the recent outbreak of terror attacks has only served to put the world more on edge. To me, this just feels like one more shot in the high-octane cocktail of current events and political tension. This McKenna quote comes to mind. Nothing about this current administration could be classified as normal. And every day we wake up with some new, unbelievable occurrence. It's both fascinating and frightening at the same time. And what it means, I'm not sure. But at this point, all we can do is wait for more information and expect the unexpected.